Hey everybody, Hokius here, and it is time, if you hadn't figured it out, for more Dark Cloud. So since you were last here, I did go back to Naroon, and I bought some repair powders. And I actually started this level, and I died. And I could have shown you that, and I didn't. I guess I did have to tell you because you noticed that the orbs, the Atla, had been opened already. But I could have tried to disguise it. I'm not gonna, because I'm not. How many times can I say I'm not? I'm not trying to disguise the fact that I died or prove that I'm a super gamer. I just don't want you to have to waste your time watching me die repeatedly from being just overly aggressive and stupid, basically. This is already the part of the game where the story starts to lag a bit. So if, for example, this were a book, let's say it was a high fantasy book, maybe. This would be the part of the story where the young hero travels with his mentor and learns the ways of whatever magic he has. And learns how to defend himself, or, you know, maybe he learns sword stuff. That could be a thing. But basically just learning what he needs to know in order to complete his quest, or her quest. Could be a her, you don't know. Complete their quest, how's that? Get everybody included. Complete their quest. And so, because this is a video game, that part of the story is told by just go back in the dungeon and keep doing the stuff that you were doing before. Only now I don't need to introduce you to game mechanics or convince you that stuff needs to get done, because I already did that in the opening moments. It's the typical hero's journey stuff that you'll see in pretty much any fantasy novel with a young chosen one hero. You see this in Star Wars, A New Hope, for example. Classic case where Luke he first finds out that he has these Force abilities, and he goes on a journey with Obi-Wan Kenobi. And so for a little while there, he just tries to learn how to use the Force, right? He's got the scene with the lightsaber and the drone, and he's learning all the stuff that he's learning. And this is important stuff for him to learn. Well, in this case, the stuff we need to learn is we just need to gain some experience points. We've learned the basics of the game at this point. And that's what we're doing. This is our Hokius tone, learning the ropes of being a hero. Only his mentor runs away and doesn't want to teach him anything else or watch him learn. Oh, we need to drink some water. So we're kind of on our own, and because of the nature of this game, there's only one party member on screen at any time, so we don't get a lot of character interaction. This is one area where the newer technology, and I definitely need to eat before I get into battle again, but let's see if we can find nope, no fountains. Alright, it's definitely eating now. So in more recent video games, you'll have your party members, and this would be an opportunity for them to just talk about things, or maybe you'd have a party quest. That's really popular with the BioWare games, right? You know, you find your party members and they say, hey, listen, I know you gotta go defeat the big bad, but I got this thing that I gotta do. Will you help me out? And you can help them out. And that's the example from a video game where you'd see this. Okay, take on the lesser bad guys now, and come back when you're done, and then you can take on the real threat. How about you see this in superhero comics too, right? So the new Spider-Man movie. Oh, there we go. There's some water. The new Spider-Man the new Spider-Man movie features, what does he do? Well, he starts off, he's just gonna fight some regular bad guys, right? He doesn't go immediately after the Vulture. He fights some random minions, some random robbers who happen to have some technology, and he learns something about, you know, oh, there's this bad guy. Well, we already know who the big bad guy is. We learned that very early on, so it's gonna be kind of a different experience for us here. Let's go ahead and, nope, he doesn't want the shiny stone today. Does he want a pointy chestnut? He does! He wants a pointy chestnut. How exciting. So, yeah, it's just kind of we gotta grind for a while, and maybe we'll learn something about the story soon, but maybe not. I think we're getting close to a little bit more of the story, but we're not there yet, for sure. So, Sunday. And I don't feel like fighting her with a sword anymore. Hold still. Stop throwing things. Hold still. Okay. And that's just kind of the way it is right now, unfortunately. I thought about just skipping over the dungeons, but what if I see something cool and I want to tell you about it? And I could record everything, and then if I have something to say, I could tell you. That's kind of what I did. You'll remember when I was playing Final Fantasy Type 0, I got to the point where I said, listen, I'm not going to show you every little battle I fight. I'm going to have to just show you stuff when I have something to say. But I don't want to do that here because I love this. That game annoyed me, and it was new to me, and I didn't know what I was doing. But this is one of my favorite games, and so I kind of want you to get the full Dark Cloud experience. Maybe I should be streaming this, then I could at least have a conversation with someone. Minen, that's another type of fishing bait. As we go, and it would maybe not be quite as boring. But I'm going to try and think of things to say so that it won't be quite as boring. So how about that? How about them apples? Ooh, an attack +1. And if the thing is, if you're playing the game, it's like, okay, this isn't terribly exciting, but hey, you're playing, and it's not exciting. This has got solid gameplay, especially for what's essentially a PS2 launch game. You know, you have the different technology, different ideas of what. That was a nice bug. Different ideas of what should be in the game, and that's a thing. Hey, let's talk about that for a minute. The new games, they have a lot more features, right? So you're gonna have, for one thing, you'll have voiceovers. You would get to listen to me try and make up voices for every single character I run across. And where's the fun in that? But they also have a lot more involved systems, especially really popular in RPGs is crafting systems. You'll see this in all the Elder Scrolls games, right? Wow, she completely whiffed. You see this in all the Elder Scrolls games. You see it in I can't remember if it's in Dragon Age 2, but it is in Dragon Age Inquisition. You'll see it in Mass Effect 3. You'll see it. I don't know if I haven't actually played The Witcher. I played a little bit of The Witcher and The Witcher 2. I got them on sale on Steam. Steam sales! Haha! I haven't played. Stop throwing crap at me and disappearing, you jerk. I haven't played The Witcher 3, but I think there's a crafting system in those games. Final Fantasy 15 doesn't allow you to craft items, but you can craft your magic spells, which I actually found incredibly irritating because I'm used to, hey, this is Final Fantasy. You got a mage, man. You got a healer, you got a mage. Everybody's doing, excuse me. everybody's doing all the things, and you got a warrior over here, and that game was like, well, everybody can do everything, but you're going to be very limited on the spells, and you have to craft them with the stuff that you can find really easily, plus some other random stuff, and it was really, I didn't care for that system very much. I loved the fishing. The cooking system was entertaining, if for no other reason than listening to Ignis say, I've discovered a new recipe, like 500 times, was really entertaining for me. But the spell system, and then the spells hurt your allies too. It was all AoE, and they never felt very strong, even when I beefed them up. They would just be a good opener if you had a group of enemies that wasn't particularly strong, or even if they were at your level, you can toss it and we can soften them up for an easy finish. But they were useless against anyone very high. And continue to be in Comrades the multiplayer, so far as I can tell. That's our second dungeon level. Let's go ahead and do a third one, because we're getting through these pretty quick, right? And as we said, we're in the area right now where things are just not moving very quickly story-wise. We gotta grind. He doesn't want the apple. Did I lose a poisonous apple for trying to give it to him? No, he doesn't even try to take it. That's fine. Right, he wanted the berry this time. So the quickest way to get back to the story is to just charge through. So we're gonna go charge through a third level of the dungeon, which I am actually based on just like my feel, because I have played this game before, so my feel means a little bit more than it might otherwise. But based on my feel, I think we're getting pretty close to next story bit. So we're gonna push forward, and no, this level is not gonna have. I do not believe the next story bit. So that may have to wait till next episode. We may just run through here and clear the stuff out, and then go rebuild the place and talk to the people some more. A king prickly drops a prickly. That makes sense. Yeah, so crafting, this game doesn't have a crafting system. Oh, mimics, great. See, I didn't even get scared because, and we stole repair powder. That's the greatest thing about the stealing, the steal ability on weapons is the ability to steal repair powder from mimics. Because mimics always break your weapon the worst. The wise owl shop acquired. Well, that's going to be really good news, I think. We might not have to go back to talk to the old odd gaffer. We might get to just stay in Marataki village if we can complete that shop. Because of course, as a shop, it's a shop. It has the shop things, right? So that's where we can buy more stuff, get different prices, possibly get some better items. I don't remember. But yeah, so you have extra features, more complex gameplay. Obviously, this game, you'll notice, no spells, just the sword and items and you know, the slingshot. There's different variety of weapons, obviously, which is great, but they all, you know, behave pretty much the same way. That saves time on animation, and it makes sense because it was a small crew, and the games had to be smaller back then. They had to fit, I mean, they could fit on a DVD, which at the time was like, oh man, a DVD? That's huge! But now, of course, they can fit on Blu-rays. Reminds me, Mass Effect 2 had to fit. It was so big, it went on two DVDs. And because it had to go on 2 DVDs, for the Xbox version, for the PS4 version, it could go on a single Blu-ray. But for the Xbox version, it had to go on 2 DVDs. And because it had to go on 2 DVDs, they split up the campaign so that there was a first half and a second half. And that meant you got someone like Tali Zora in the second half, when originally the original design of the game was that you could get any of them in the first half, the same way you could in the original Mass Effect, where you only had, I think it was 5 party members. You had a lot fewer party members, but you could get any of them at any time. Well, in Mass Effect 2, you had to get half of them, and then you could get the other half. And that reason was because it had to be on 2 DVDs, and they didn't want you to be changing your discs in and out all the time, which is fair. But at the same time, Tali'Zorah was my favorite character, and it would have been really cool to see Tali'Zorah and Archangel deal with each other if you got Tali before Garrus, and it would have lent even more replayability to the game if they had left that unlocked. But you know, so there's all these different restrictions. But the one thing they did do with these old games, because they weren't so busy adding all these extra features, this gotta be close to ready, right? Oh, it is ready. It's been ready. I just been not doing the thing. Upgrade. And build up. Needs thunder, and Night and Ghost needs magic power and thunder and fish. So no matter what, it needs more thunder. So let's put more thunder on there. And is that enough thunder for you? No. Is that enough thunder? Oh, it doesn't count the thunder until it gets melded on, upgraded on, whatever you want to call it. But since they weren't so busy adding features, this is how we got here, they didn't have nearly as many bugs as you'll see in the modern games, right? For the most part, we haven't seen any bugs in this. I mean, we've seen some translation errors, but that's a whole different ball of wax. And you are less likely to see translation errors now. No more, all your bases belong to us. Which is actually kind of sad. Those things were fun. But life goes on. I guess we really just take, take some of the pros away, take some of the cons away. Add different pros, add different cons. It all winds up being the same. Cacao's house, huh? Go away, Hornet, you jerk. Stop with the stabbing me. Do I have any food? I have some bread. Eat the bread. There you go. And one more enemy to kill. It's a witch Ilza. I've said it differently every time I've run into her, I think. No. Bad mimic. Thank you. Ooh, a holy gem. Alright. So that is it for this level of the dungeon. And I have managed to successfully BS my way through 3 dungeons of no story content. As those of you who are at least vaguely familiar with what I'm trying to do with this channel, and really all of my endeavors, my focus is on the story as much as the gameplay. And even here, the gameplay isn't changing much, right? This is the same game. This is the 8th level of the same dungeon. It's all the same. There's some of the enemies change back. I don't know, but it's all the same. And the story, obviously, in the dungeon, unless we get to a special level, doesn't do anything. It's just grind away, have fun, come back. Alright, so let's go to the diorama menu and do some configuration. We got Bumbuku's house, we got Pow's house, here's Cacao's house. That'll work. Cacao is probably going to need some stairs. Let's organize that. And did we find cacao? We did. Here we go. Is it cacao? Cacao? I mean, that's cacao powder is what they make the chocolate with. I don't know if are you chocolate? We got the Baron's house. The Baron. There's a Baron. Put the Baron right there. Keep the Baron, and I'm pretty sure we did find the Baron. Yes, the ancient Baron. He wears a lion mask. Of course he does. And we got, has a cheerful wife, has a cheerful hubby. Cheerful old woman. Same mask as Roe, so Roe probably goes there. We got a well, we got a watermill, we got a wise owl shop, we got a Mr. Mustache who is a wise owl. Let us put the shop in, shall we? This is very important that we put this shop in. Where are we gonna put the shop in? This is what I like to call not an ideal location. Let's see. So we got trees, we got rivers. Let's put some rivers in, right? Because the whole goal right now is to get the river to flow to the tree man. Boom! The river is flowing, or at least it could be. Why is there no water in this world now? That's an important question, which we'll have to... I think there's a gate here, just keeping all the water in here. So my question would be, we've got a waterfall, we've got a lake. That waterfall is coming in pretty fast. We got a lake, we got this thing here that's preventing the water from going anywhere. Why isn't the water overflowing everything? I think it's an important question, but nobody's got an answer for me right now. I am just placing river willy-nilly. Man, that's a lot of river. Okay, there you go. Move that river. And no, you cannot stack your river that deep. Good to know. Can I put it... Oh, I see. There you go. All right. Config assembly again. Let's finish the wise owl shop. He needs a torch. He needs an entrance. Let's go visit this wise old owl, shall we? Oh, okay. Oh, that you had to do the thing. There you go. And now these goblin dwarf things. The days of the week. Unleash the river. That's the thing the end says, right? Unleash the river. There you go. The river is unleashed. The water is in the world again, and even though it's not connected, this lake has water, so that's good. Alright, you got any boxes for me, Wise Owl? Get some bread. I like bread. Got a fire gem. I like fire gems. Alright, let's go inside. Get some nice music, and then it goes away. A gourd. A gourd is the thing. A cheese. Well, now we can not die. That's good. That's good. Plant Buster. He's got a trash can. He's got a sign. It's a very nice shop, Mr. Owlman. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Oh, you're a new face. I am Mr. Mustache. I own this store. Welcome, hoo. This is the only store in Marataki Village, whoo! Not that cheap, but not so expensive either, whoo! It'll open soon, whoo! Have you ever tried to build up weapons? If not, this is how to build up from a rather standard weapon, a base lot, whoo! Raise attack, endurance, magic power, fire, thunder, plant, and mimic. It shouldn't take much for each. Then try to build up after they're raised. I've helped you out a little here, but you should learn how to build up other weapons on your own. Whoo! He didn't whoo. He's just like, I said so much I don't have time to whoo. Rare weapons exist as well. Once you acquire them, take good care not to break them, since you may never see another one. Whoo! Weapons have their own special abilities. Such special abilities aren't triggered by growth, but are possessed from the start. Whoo! There are different types of items. Whoo! Attachments to weapons are one type of important item. Whoo! Don't forget to have attachments on when you upgrade your weapons. Whoo! There are attachments that only appear in special places called the back floor, and they have special abilities. Whoo! There are 12 types of them, supposedly bright, shining stones. Others haven't been found yet. Try to find them yourself. Yep, I already did that. Okay. How should I rebuild Marataki Village? Ah, well, thanks for asking. Now listen carefully. It's not going to be an easy one. Whoo! I need water all around this store. Whoo! Got it? Whoo! Oh, yes. I remember that now. It is a pain. What will happen when it's done? You do need a store, right? Whoo! You'll just have to deal with it. Whoo! I will then sell you things. A plus. I need an entrance to my store. Whoo! A roof at the top. Whoo! And a sign is a must. Whoo! For a business. I'd like the sign on top of the roof. A place that attracts attention is good. Whoo! Alright, I'm pretty sure that means he just needs a sign. And we got a sign. So let's set up the shop, shall we? Oh, he needs an entrance. Oh, he needs the Wise Owl entrance. He said entrance, but I'd already put the entrance and I was confused. There you go. Entrance. Bam! Wise Owl shop is completed. Let's check it out. Hoo, hoo, hoo! Wise Owl shop is open after remodeling. Hoo! I certainly appreciate all you've done, sir. Hoo! All right. Hoo! Just for you, sir. A special discount offer. Hoo! Look at this. Hoo! Ooh. A Wise Owl sword acquired. Just a minute. Hoo! Don't misunderstand. Hoo! I didn't say it was free. Hoo! Still have to charge you. Hoo! But I'll give you a discount price. Hoo! Let me see. Hoo! How about 5,000 Gilda? Hoo! Oh, it's called Gilda. That's the money. Still too high? Hoo! Okay. How about 2,500 Gilda? A special price. Hoo! A real discount price. It's below cost. Hoo! I can't sell it for 1 Gilda less than this. Hoo! That's not the only item here either. Hoo! Buy all you need. Hoo! I'm just throwing in random whoos now. Alright, so he has the Wise Owl sword for 2,500 Gilda. As you can see, we don't got that much Gilda. Sell some of these too. I don't use them. I have an escape powder. I need a stand-in powder. There you go. And should probably have one revival powder just in case. Well, that got us up to 820 Gilda. That's not bad, right? Can't sell the gourd. Can't sell that. That's probably for the best. I can sell those things. Oops. Well, you know what? I don't need it. Actually, farming poison apples might be a great way to get money. Those are easy to steal in the forest. And they're worth 60 Gilda. Drag the item you sell into the left of the board. Yes, I understand. I don't want to, though. And he sells plant, killer, and a Wise Owl sword. But I don't have my thing that I'm attempting to level up. Doesn't need plant killer, so I'm not worried about that. So basically, there you go. Oh, he sells a repair powder. No, the repair powder was 20 before as well. And we might as well buy a spare Dran's feather. Always want to have a Dran's feather around, just in case. There you go. And you know what? Let's buy a couple more things of bread. And that should do us for now. Come again? Whoo! Alright. So let's go see what else we can do for the people of Matataki Village. Let's see. We got the Baron's house. We can go talk to the Baron. There's the Baron. Oh. He is wearing like a whole lion skin on his head. Let us pick up this box behind him, right? Plant Buster. How exciting. I didn't. Still don't need Plant Buster. Let us talk to him. Who are you? I haven't seen you around here. Where are you from? Oh, the Rune Village. No wonder you're wearing such plain clothes. A man should wear a good hood, like my lion cloak. Son, did you say your name was Hokius? This village has got virtually nothing but the Wise Owl Forest. But the air is clean, and it's a nice place to live. I hope you will enjoy your stay here. The word is that the treant keeps an extremely rare item, something any hunter would die to get. I wonder what kind of item that is. Do you know why we wear these masks? It's not a mask. Okay. The mask indicates a hunter's rank. By wearing a mask of the strongest prey you killed, you are displaying your power. Ah, that reminds me. I was only 18 when I killed the monster called the King of Beasts. I was so strong back then. Have you met Mr. Mustache, the wise owl who's running the store here at Marataki Village? Don't get ripped off. I hear his prices can be high. A great fairy called Treant lives in this the village. The fairy dwells in the big tree in a large cave in the village. If you get the chance to see Treant, ask anything. He knows just about everything. However, you need to be a full-fledged hunter to understand what Treant says. Don't ask silly questions like who is the greatest in the village, me or Treant. This maid of mine tells all, I think. Yeah, okay. How should I rebuild Marataki Village? I like the sound of water. I'd like to be able to hear the water. But since I have poor hearing lately, the water has to be quite loud. That is, if you can manage it. So he wants to be by the waterfall. What will happen when it's done? Sorry, but all I can do is to tell you stories about the old days. What do you need for your house? Don't forget the roof. It doesn't rain in Marataki Village, but a mayor's house needs a roof. I have to have my dignity. I love, they got the, look at his legs. They're trembling. He is an old, weak man. And then I don't mean that insultingly. He obviously was strong back in his day. Power up power, that's useful. But he's aged, and a little attention to detail. I mean, obviously the graphics are not amazing, but that doesn't mean they didn't pay attention to what they were doing. They did the best they could with what they had. And it's good to see that kind of attention to detail. Whereas some of the more modern games maybe don't have that level of attention to detail. Maybe they say, he looks like an old man. Who cares? Mage. It's the mage is what that is. It's the thunder that we acquired there. Oh, I haven't seen you around here. I'm Cacao, the Gleeman. And you? I see. Hokius, huh? Yes, I've heard of you. Nice to meet you. How has he heard of me? I guess I'm a self-proclaimed Gleeman. Hunting really doesn't suit me like the others in the village. I try to make soothing music to relax the others. Even a village of hunters can use somebody like me, I guess. I have a feeling the forest has been very sad lately. I also hear frightening voices of monsters. What's going on? In the forest, there are witches that throw apples at you. I've heard that they're really delicious. I want to try one. The animals in the Wise Owl Forest used to be all friendly ones, so it was a rule that the hunters were to hunt in Patina Bog Forest, far away. Well, that's all changed. There are fierce monsters in this Wise Owl Forest too lately. Probably it's something to do with that monster that attacked the village the other day. Here at Marataki Village, we have a legendary hunter called Fudo. Have you heard of him? I've heard that a monster called Killer Snake is in Wise Owl Forest. Oh, I told you this already, huh? Actually, you didn't, but okay. Alright, how should I rebuild Marataki Village? Writing songs needs inspiration, and that means you need to hear the voices of nature, like the rustle of trees. So I guess he wants to be near the forest. even though it's got the scary, scary monsters. I guess the only thing I could do would be to sing a song for you, if that's all right. Don't forget the room I lock myself in when I compose my music. I can't quite get into my music without that room. Up the stairs, going up the stairs to rob your house of all the important items. And okay, so that's enough for him for now. Let's go talk to some other people. Let's go over here. We haven't talked to the lady in the mushroom house. Oh, you can see their names on the door. I didn't see that before. Stonebreaker acquired. Are you here? That ceiling fan makes me very nervous when I'm up on the upper floor. They must be trappers. Ro and... I can't read her name. Wait, there she is. Oh, I haven't seen you around here. I'm Annie. Nice to meet you. I'm telling this only to you. There's a big tree switch in the forest, and you press this to open the door. But it's so big that just pressing it won't do. I'm trying to open it myself. Young man, I heard a rumor that Killer Snake was killed. Is that true? I haven't seen any kill. I don't know. I hear that deep in the deep end of Wise Owl Forest lives a great old hermit of the forest. I wonder what he's like. There once was a great hunter called Fudo, a very strong hunter. He was called the Hunter of Legend, but 5 years ago, he suddenly disappeared. That was a tremendous loss for us. Do you know that Fudo had a son? He's a good-natured boy, just like Fudo. But ever since Fudo left, he stopped talking to everybody. Poor thing. We already did that, okay. How should I rebuild Mabataki Village? Let's see. I'd like a high place where the view is good and where it's breezy. My husband was saying something about a real find. Go and ask him. We need a second floor. We stored things there. We have so many things we need to find room for. Okay. Cool. Let's just teleport across the river. Haha! Didn't see that one coming, did you? I mean, you might have. But the game didn't. No, I guess it probably did too. Hey, these people, there's a lot of them to talk to, and they have a lot to say. Did he go back inside? I wanted to see if I could sneak past him and get... Oh, there it is. The bread! We got some bread. Bread is good. Anything up here? Kululu. Still with the ... Okay, that's fine, Kululu. Don't worry, we'll talk to you later, hopefully. You might be mute the entire game. And if you are, that's fine, Kululu. You do you, Kululu. Okay, so actually, we've talked to everybody. There's some bread. Bread's good. Good thing I bought all that bread. And some repair powder. Yes, we did a good job buying things that we could also just find. Yes, genius. Beast Buster! Fire. Alright, so that's all the boxes collected. That's all the people talked to. Next time, maybe we'll finish some more of these houses. We'll go talk to the Treant. And of course, we will explore the dungeon further. And maybe find a giant killer snake or a switch or a legendary hunter. Lots of things that we could find, but we haven't found yet. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. I will see you next time.